Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Teresa here with
Brandy.
and the critters, and the house getting back to normal. Brad just did a great big vlog, and you guys know that Brad's not really usually one to be in front of the camera, but he's getting better about it. He even does a few TikToks. We're going to do a few TikToks here later on. Can you guys believe I have like 3,700
Wow.
followers on TikTok? I don't even have 1,000 subscribers here on this channel. That's crazy.
Yep.
And it's fun to do, guys. So you guys just type in my name, Teresa Heidi. It's all one word. And you'll find me on TikTok. So, anyway, so we were talking about Sunday when Brad finally got home. He was supposed to be home in the morning. He finally got home in the afternoon. It was like 3:30. We were going to go out to eat because, like I said, I spent 9 days in the house alone. I know I look kind of tired. I didn't sleep real hot last night. Neither did Brad. It was really storming here. And then that affects my fibromyalgia and stuff. We'll talk about that too. But anyway, so we were going to go out to eat. And while I was here home for 9 days, you guys know I didn't have a vehicle. So I was eager to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a social butterfly. This is about social I ever get. And Brad knows that. I prefer to work with people one-on-one or two-on-one. So it's Sunday, though. And we were going to go to Outback. We were going to really splurge. And Lord almighty, no. That parking lot. And then we realized, because it's Sunday. Because we were talking, driving in there. Some reason I thought it was like a normal work day. And I'm like, oh, well, this is a good time in the afternoon to go for dinner and stuff, an early dinner. And no. And we could tell that Cracker Barrel was really busy. We were going to go to Applebee's, but frankly, the Applebee's here in Rocky Mount is not very good, and that's why they're never busy. Never do an IHOP again because they're just craptastic. And we hadn't gone to Waffle House, but kind of dirty, dang. So we ended up just going to Wendy's and and it was my suggestion, and getting an order to go and coming home because I knew we had 3 dogs that were very excited to see him. So, that's what we did, and the dogs were just, first off, Nixie was mad at him, even though she did her kind of bark howl when she realized it was him. Charlie, when he realized he saw Brad coming up the steps and stuff, was so excited. And Jelly Bean,
I know, that amazed me.
she was so excited. She was all over him. She was climbing up on him and stuff. But the dogs were all so happy. Nixie was a little standoffish until they went to bed that night, and then she was all over him for hours. And but yeah, so kind of getting the house all back together, and I had the house cleaned up really nice and stuff when Brad came home. I had even done some unpacking and stuff, and let me tell you guys, if you're thinking about buying a mobile home, I don't know what brand this is.
I don't know either.
But really, really look at it because the trim is crap. The construction, I'm going to tell you, is crap. Okay? It's like the bathtub enclosures are the cheapest, flimsiest plastic. And they don't even caulk it in. The drawers, we only have one set of drawers in this whole kitchen, right? All the, what do you call it? The
drawer glides.
They've all let loose. I'm going to have to, here in a little bit, transfer my silverware into, your plastic stacking drawers they can get because they've all let loose. We can't get them to come fix anything. The linoleum on the kitchen has all rolled up, so it looks like an ocean wave.
That's a good analogy.
We only lived here a couple months, and the roof leaked right by the back door. We still yet have had to get them to come in to fix it. I'm going to have to check that carpet in my room since it stormed so hard last night.
Yep.
Because there's also a leak that comes down the wall and it soaks my carpet. We've been promised, it's under warranty. We've been promised for, I don't, for how long?
3 months.
That they're going to come fix it, and we've yet to see them come do it. And they need to let us know. Not just, oh, well, someday we might.
Yeah.
So really think about that before you buy. Like, you guys see all the shelves behind me. The reason you see all those shelves is because there's hardly any cabinets in that kitchen. I can show you right over here. These cabinets here, these are the only cabinets that we have. Because we have a few down below. That's it. So we've had to buy our own black cabinets that we assembled, and then you only have so much money, so we buy these shelves that are $15 from Walmart, and put those together. And we have those in our bedroom and stuff. They're cheaper alternative than going and buying a dresser. And the dressers nowadays are so flimsy and stuff. And so we just buy the shelves and we just put our clothes neatly on the shelf. Hey, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money you know, on flimsy dressers and stuff. We don't have money to buy expensive furniture.
And you and I aren't fancy people.
We are not fancy people. We are country people, okay? You come in my house, you're going to find my rooms are not going to blend. I'm going to have a mismatch. You're going to see some tools because Brad's working on stuff. You're going to see some craft stuff because I'm working on stuff. But we're going to welcome you, and, we're just going to sit and talk and stuff. If Brad has eaten beer, he'll share a beer with you. Normally, I don't even think you have it. We have some Mike's Hard that's still in the fridge,
that's
but
all we have.
we bought one box of that when we moved in, and we still have some. It was like 12, and we still have.
Yeah.
Once in a while, Brad will have one, or once a great while, I'll have one, but not normally because we're diabetic, and that's not good to do.
No.
But, we're country people, and we're going to do things cheaper than, and also like these plastic shelves, and we have some black ones too. They are a lot easier to put together and a lot lighter weight, because when you have two disabled people, you have to think about the weight of your furniture and stuff and how hard it would be to assemble and put and to move and stuff. So these work out well. They're well within our budget. You can add extra. The ones behind me, we've added an extra shelf too, because they all snap together. So and that's nice. I've used some that where there's only just one shelf, and that's underneath that L-shaped desk in my room, and that works out really nice for art supplies and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're just simple country folk. But yeah, really think about before you buy one of these homes. I will say, like, the appliances are nice. They're all Maytag, and they're nice. Didn't come with a washer dryer, but that's no big thing. I don't think any new homes come with a washer dryer. It came with a dishwasher, no garbage disposal, but again, that's not a huge thing. Electric stove, brand new electric stove. First time we've ever had all new appliances.
Yeah.
That was really nice. First time we walked into an all new home, and you're the first person to take a poo in the toilet and all that. It's pretty nice,
You gotta have the
Hey,
honors.
I didn't say the other word, so, but that's nice. But and the heating and cooling, we've never had that all in one system, and that's really nice. But they could have some better construction on the trim than how they slap these together and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, still for the price, it is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Especially in these days,
Yeah.
today's market. But anyway, getting the house back to normal and improved normal. We both know there's things that we both can really do to improve just our life.
Yep.
More positive attitude.
Yep.
Not feeling so defeated. One of the things that happened as Brad was leaving, I said, and it was a good thing it happened this way. I was sick of the medical people, because you get to feeling like all that it is that you're just seeing doctors, you know. So I told him, I said, "Can you cancel all my doctor appointments?" And I said, "I just need a break. You guys knew I had just been in the hospital, and then I had a PIC line, and I was at home and doing the home IVs. Brad would help do that every day, and that really helped because it was in my dominant arm, so that would make it really hard to do myself. I could have done it, but it was much nicer that he would help me. But I needed a break from the medical stuff, so we canceled all my appointments. And then, he left, and the night that he was leaving, I discovered I had another infection in my leg. And I mean, it was draining pus again. And Brad was going to cancel. Once I got the PIC line out, like he said on the other video, I said, "Go." We already had the tickets bought, and they didn't want him to miss this, you know. So I said, "No, just wait. Let me treat it. I had some amoxicillin here at home. Let me treat it, see how it goes. If it's getting worse, I will let you know. I will be honest about it. I will let you know, and then you can fly home early." And I kept a really close eye on it. I would drain it whenever it would, act like it needed to be drained again. Got all of it out. Amoxicillin worked. We're good to go. So, and I did some cleaning and packing. Gave me a chance to kind of have some mental clarity too. We've been through a lot of stuff in the last 2 years, especially with Brad's disability kind of appearing so fast. You guys that have watched us for a long time know that Brad was the one that was able to do more. And, he would go walk, and like I said, he could walk the feet off of anybody. So this all happened pretty fast that now, and then we've had some other things happen that have been very hurting, really ripped our heart and soul out, and I'm going to say just frankly, that was with our daughter, having us move here and then just basically bailing on us. And that was so hurtful and stuff. But that was her choice, and she's got to live with that, and we'll go on. We've come to terms with that. That was not our choice. It wasn't anything we did. That was a choice she made, and so be it. But now we're recovering physically, emotionally, all of that. We're working hard. Brad realizes. Can I talk about that? Brad realizes he's been having a very bad depression for a good number of years. And when you're in a depression, and let me say this, we've always dealt with my depression because mine has been super bad. And you guys know that. You guys also know I am a suicide survivor because I did try to attempt suicide, and it almost succeeded. And so we've always had to deal with it. And I got hooked up sadly with a doctor who massively over medicated me with psych meds. He is no longer even practicing in Wyoming. He lost his license, and they flew the coop. But so we've dealt with that. So dealing with that is very hard for Brad to recognize that he was depressed. And I had approached him a few times on it, but until you're ready, you don't see it. You don't see the signs, and you think, well, maybe I am, but I'm not near as bad. Like Brad was maybe think that maybe he is, but looking at me, it's like, oh, I'm not near as bad as my wife, so maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just, it's hard dealing with this situation.
And one thing I want to throw out is when you say I'm not as bad as my wife, I didn't mean that in any kind of.
Well, no, you never said
yeah,
that. But
I
I'm
know.
saying, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
You might have thought in your head, well, I'm not, looking at my wife, I'm not that way,
Yeah.
so I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
And now he's realized that for a number of years he was, and it got a lot worse as the disability got worse, the depression got worse. And then, all of a sudden, being so disabled and not working, sitting around, being in a lot of pain, haven't been able to really get proper medical care yet. So, all that really adds up. And
Yeah.
part of the reason I wanted Brad to take the trip too by himself is you guys know that we had been having marital problems, and to give us each a break. He would go do his thing with his family. I would have some time to kind of work on myself. It was really nice for both of us.
Yeah.
And it did give us clarity. I kind of looked at the house, I'm like, I can do a lot better with this house. And, so we're both working on that, and we'll see how it goes. The worst that could happen is we would still be, extremely good friends, but we're trying to, and it's working little by little to kind of recapture. I think anybody that's married a long time, you're gonna reach a point where maybe you need to recapture that spark, and you need to become united because I think, and this is just what I think, when you're really disabled and you're going through a depression, and I was still dealing with my depression also, you kind of end up separating. See, Brad's over here and he's in so much pain mentally, physically, and lost because all of a sudden, he's worked his whole life and now he's not. Bored because and feeling like he can't really do anything because the disability is fairly new and stuff. I'm over here dealing with my disability, me being sick, being in and out of the hospital because within 18 months I'd been in the hospital 3 times, and so you end up being separated instead of coming together. And now we are working on, like, Brad has a lot of severe pain issues, but he would like be talking about it constantly because, of course, that's the forefront of your mind. And now we're doing more like I will. He doesn't talk about his pain constantly, but I will ask him, "How was your pain?" And it's kind of like an assessment, like you would in the hospital. The nurse will come and go, "Your pain is." We don't go, "Is your pain a 1 to 10?" But it's like, "How is your pain? What can I do?" And then that lets you know that you care about that person. You want to know what you can do. You know, while Brad was gone, I had to do everything myself. That was good for me because now I'm a lot more mobile and I can walk better. And I proved to myself that I can run the house and stuff and manage the dogs and everything. And that way, Brad has a more mobile spouse. When he's really hurting, I can get up and do. And that's what I wanted. Because there's sometimes that Brad does need to, we both need to be more physically active, but then there's times that Brad especially needs to sit and take some pain meds, even sit for a half hour to an hour. Let that take effect, and then he can do more. He can do it again. So, you know.
And the thing I hate about some of the pain meds is they ease the pain, but they also knock me out.
I know,
You
but
know.
I don't know. But your body eventually will start to kind of overcome,
Yeah.
and sadly, then it also will start to, you know, the pain meds won't be as effective.
Yeah.
But and also we've been using some things like listening to music on your headphones when the pain is really bad, or
Yep.
putting in a funny movie or a funny show. Something, if you can laugh, it helps the pain.
Yep.
At least with me, if I can take the focus off my pain, because I have some my arm is giving me fits, but it must be a pinched nerve because if I put my neck like this and I put my arm out and I really, really extend it, sometimes that pain will lessen or even dissipate. It's got to be a pinched nerve in there. So sometimes I have Brad pull on my arm and that helps. But whatever kind of exercises or anything, Brad needs a hip replacement. But this is the next thing we're going to talk about. Another thing that's happened is we've talked about finding good medical care here. Not really, okay? My infectious disease doctor I was so excited about having basically dismissed me the next time I saw her. And basically told me she wouldn't have time to see me if I had an infection. I would just have to go to the ER. And she would say, you have to go to the ER anyway because you're at the point where you're going to have IV antibiotics. Now, I don't believe that's the case because you don't always have to have IV antibiotics for every infection. Case in point, the leg. I was able to get rid of that with amoxicillin. I'm not stupid. I can do my research and figure out what the proper dosage would be. I've had a life of having infections, and I can look up, see my weight stuff, what the dosage should be, and treat myself accordingly. And I know what they give me milligram wise when I have infection, and it worked. And the wound care doctor, we just hate the doctors there. Okay, they're asses. They don't talk to you. They act like that you are like naughty children that don't know how to do anything. They sit there and they poke and they prod, which hurts me like hell. Brad had no feeling, so you know, but and they're carving on him and stuff, and they give you no choices. It's my body. I know how long I can handle a compression and what it's going to feel like. And also, if you're doing a compression, you're making, if I have an infection, you're making that a very nice, moist, warm bed for the infection to grow. And that's what's happened. And it's like, I'll do the compression, but then after a few hours, I need to take it off. I need to make sure my wound is dry. And I need to cleanse it so I don't get it doesn't grow. And so we had wound care today, we canceled. We're going to switch. We've been going with Nash. We're going to switch to Duke. There's a branch in Wilson. We're going to switch there. It's going to probably take even maybe a year because, there's not easy to come by appointments. But
No.
I think we're going to get much better care. I have to be honest, the Nash Hospital is not a very clean hospital. The entire time I was there, they never changed my bedding. My room was never totally cleaned. She cleaned the bathroom, kind of swept the floor, didn't really even wipe off anything. And that's just a breeding ground for more infection. My infections were so bad they were gowning up before they would come in my room. But then you have that. They never offered me a shower or anything. I finally got some soap and was brought in a few towels and washcloths so I could sponge bathe myself. I ended up doing all of my own nursing care, basically. The only thing they were having to do was come in and hang the IV, set the pump. I was shutting the pump off. I would tell them what time I shut it off. Because after I listened to an hour of the alarm going off, and it's not their fault. Let me say this. I met some fantastic nurses. And one of them became my good friend on Facebook. They are so understaffed and stuff. They don't have enough nurses. So yes, they had more critical patients. Go do them. But I was doing my own bandage care. I was doing my own, like I said, the IV and stuff. Like I said, I was very low maintenance. They didn't know that I had brought in some Tylenol and stuff because it's an act of Congress to get any Tylenol.
And you asked for Tylenol.
Yeah, and I brought in granola bars and stuff. I mean, my blood sugar was great. They weren't even having to give me insulin most of the time. But you get hungry at night, and I don't want to have. A lot of times they'll want to give you something sugary too. It's like, you know, I even told one nurse, she goes, "Oh, well, that's fantastic. That's the best thing ever." And that I had a granola bar because she asked me if I wanted anything late at night to eat, and I'm like, "No, I'm good." Brad would bring me iced coffee in every day, and that was I looked in a water bottle. I looked so forward to that. But I don't think I really would want surgery at this hospital, um, or have Brad have surgery. I need, and the doctors don't give you any choices on appointments. You never know if it's going to be in your mail that they've changed your appointment, if it's going to be a call or a text message or whatever, or it's like my primary care doctor wants to send us to every specialist there is. I don't need to see a gastrologist. I don't know why she was so insistent on that. I'm going to cancel that appointment too. And my infectious disease doctor dismissed me, and I need to have an infectious disease doctor or a urologist. You know, um, uh, but the infectious disease would be best because I get, the cellulitis that gets infected and stuff. Um, Brad needs somebody to help him with his back. We have not found anybody that will even talk to us about his back. Now, his back is so bad that they did one set of x rays and he saw the disability doctor, and immediately they gave him full disability, permanent disability. But nobody will talk to us about his back. All they want to do is talk about his hip. And they're saying, "Oh, well, we fix your hip, your back will be fine." And it's like, no, it won't. This man has had for 20 years, we counted it today, fought with his back. And it eventually got so bad now that, yes, it's affected his hip. But you don't, if you have a leak, you're going to have water damage. And if you don't, you could fix the water damage. But if you don't fix that leak, it's just going to keep
Yep.
going on. So we fix that hip. It's just going to go to the right hip. He's already have knee problems. It probably would hurt him even more. Except for the neuropathy has him numb from about the knees down. So he's got the hand tremors super bad. It's getting hard for him to write. He has me write when if I can. It's getting hard for him to like test his blood sugar. It's hard for him. He cannot clip his own fingernails now. I do that. I mean, good thing you're not shaving your face.
I know.
Seriously though.
Yeah. Oh, I
But
agree.
it's getting hard for Brad to do more and more things. I know at times he never says anything, but it's hard to eat certain foods. You know, um, we need a neurologist to look at him, and he has the balance problems and stuff. And so, he needs a neurologist. I need a neurologist for my arm. He needs an orthopedist. He needs a spine specialist. We got to get him some help with the spine. I need somebody. I don't want to go to every damn specialist there is. I have a large mass that needs to be removed. I have, I guess some breathing problems. We're going to check that out. But, they wanted to send him for a sleep study. There's no reason to do that. And then she wanted to send you somewhere else, and you told
Yeah.
her no.
Yeah.
But my primary care doctor wants to send us to every effing specialist there is. And it's like, this is really getting old.
Well, they you know what they're looking at is they're trying to help, but they don't realize, or they don't take into account how expensive some of this help is.
And when that infectious disease doctor, I didn't really like anyway because yes, she was treating the UTI, the bladder infection, but she wasn't. She didn't even really check my leg infection. They, and they stopped the IV antibiotics after one day. I was getting two different antibiotics. They stopped the one for the leg after one day. Oh yeah, you don't need it. You're fine. I kept arguing with them. Nobody would listen. They were doing the wound care, which my leg was leaking profusely because, it was
Yeah.
weeping legs. And so then it would burn any open wound. And so we fought about that because I took the compression stocking off. I'm like, this is soaked. I know they were busy, but nobody came in. So I just took it off, after a few hours because of waiting. You know, she didn't even check I had that lump in my breast I told you guys about. And I wondered at the time if maybe it wasn't a walled off infection because my body does that, including in my breast. And she didn't even touch it. Remember, honey? She
Yeah.
just walked over and looked, and she's like, "Oh no, it's not infected."
Yeah.
Well, gee, through the course of all the antibiotics, that is gone. It's absolutely gone. I need somebody to help me with this, you know. So we're gonna switch to Duke, which I hear is a better system anyway. I'm not cutting Nash down, and if you aren't really have much medical problems, it's great. But we're gonna switch to Duke and go down to Wilson. Sometime maybe we'll have to go down to Raleigh for some. I mean, maybe we'll have to see a spinal specialist there.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because we want to do traveling. We want to go on the train. We really like trains, okay? We want to go on the train and go up the East Coast. And Brad wants to see the Liberty Bell and where else? The Niagara Falls, right? I
Yeah.
really want to see. No, he wants to see the Statue of Liberty and
Mhm.
Niagara Falls. I really want to see the Liberty Bell and Niagara Falls. We want to take that train ride up the East Coast where you get to see, like next fall, the fall leaves turn and stuff. And, that would be really nice
Yep.
to
That would
do.
be so cool.
We want to take trips out to Lone Pine, and so Brad can get in as much time with his dad, because he is 83. He is in good health, but he's 83, and we got some really wonderful pictures of Brad and his dad together. Um, One, his dad is pointing out something over the valley, and it was neat to see, and it was good to see Brad happy and feeling like he fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
I won't ever know what that feels like, but I'm not jealous. I'm happy for him. But there's a lot of things we want to do, but I've got to be able to get a better handle on the health, and we need some help. And the reason I want to switch everything is because I'd like everything to be in one network. I
Yeah.
really would, because then the doctors kind of help each other, But with my infections, if I don't get an infectious disease doctor to start working with me, frankly, this is going to kill me. And they basically have already said that they're running out of options for
Yes.
IV antibiotics. Well, if you keep effing around with it, I'm going to get an infection I can't fight. And I'm getting infections more and more often as I age. So I really would like to live a long time to use my yarn up, which is going to be pushing it as is. No, I didn't buy yarn in a whole year,
No, you haven't.
you know. And so it's it's fine, and I'm making hats to donate, so that's all good. But yeah, so we're gonna be working on switching that, being more active, doing more traveling, spending more time together.
Hmm.
Um, you know, uh, cuddling more,
Yep.
kissing more.
Yep.
Kind of rekindling that spark you have when you first get together. And granted, it's been 33 years, 34 years, but we can recapture that. The love is still there. We just have had a lot, kind of got lost in all the stuff that's happened to us. And sometimes you have to take a step back. Like
Hmm.
when you first get together, it's kind of like the two of you against the whole world.
Yep.
And when you first get together, you don't really even notice the rest of the world because you're so, you know, involved with each other.
Yep.
And sometimes you need to do that again.
Yep.
And, because everybody gets lost in the day to day. So,
It's really easy to do.
yeah. So, my leg's looking much better. I'm glad I didn't go to wound care. I didn't want them. They reopen everything, and it's like, leave it leave it alone. I don't want to go to nothing but constant doctor. Nobody does. It's expensive. It's depressing. The doctors always have the doom and gloom, especially when they're dealing with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to die. Oh, you're going to this. And it's like, yeah, watch this. I bounce back pretty darn fast from really bad infections, even. I know someday I'm not going to bounce back, and it's going to be an infection. I mark my words, an infection will be what takes me out. But, and I could be wrong, but.
And I really hope you're wrong.
I need an infectious disease doctor I can go to, like I used to have in Wyoming, and he was wonderful. And he always said if I had any more trouble to go see him, and I would have, except for they kind of ran him out of town for no good reason. It was a whole thing. It was another doctor that just decided he didn't like the competition, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working on. And we're gonna have to go pick up a grocery order here in a couple hours.
Forgot about that.
We ordered some groceries from Walmart. I was gonna get them from Aldi's, but they really didn't have anything on special. Grocery prices have gone up so much. And okay, Brad and I love our diet soda. And I don't care who thinks what about diet soda. Okay, I don't drink 1,000 cups of coffee anymore. In fact, I only make a half a pot a day now because I'm only gonna drink just my one. It's a big cup, but this is my one cup of coffee. And I used to drink coffee constantly.
Yeah.
And I'll have a can of pop, maybe 2 a day. Same way with Brad. Are you okay, sweetie? Okay.
Yep.
Is it time for you to take? I saw you had your brown thing that had back and body in it. It's time to take something. Okay.
Well, I can do that.
He just forgets. He just needs to be reminded that it's time to take. So anyway, we put in an order. We're gonna make tostadas tonight, and that'll be nice. Cause we're getting a little tired. Taco Tuesday, but getting a little tired of just a normal taco.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to make a taco still, and getting tortillas, but something different. Our blood sugars have been really great. And especially yesterday, I don't usually do it, but I had bought a can of the Pillsbury blueberry biscuits, which are not too bad, but we never usually eat that kind of stuff with some frosting. And then we had pizza, but pizza was not that great. And I had a can of ravioli last night, and I was surprised my blood sugar was 121. Brad's was 115. He has worked so hard, and he has really gotten his A1C down. The only thing we still have to do, and this is another thing, the wound care clinic down in Wilson with Duke says that on average, even the most resistant diabetic wounds and stuff, on average, it takes about 28 days to get a 96% healing rate. That's fantastic. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Brad's got 2 sores, 2 open wounds now. Because what happens is he has no sensation in his feet, guys. So if he steps on something, that's what happened with his big toe. His other toe, he actually ran over it with the rollator. And so the top of it's all messed up. Well, Brad doesn't notice because he has no feeling. So, like tonight, I'm going to start working on bandaging that. The poor guy, I had put a Band-Aid on his toe before he left. He came home, he still had the Band-Aid on because, because of his disability with his back and his hip, he can't reach his feet. And the poor guy, he wasn't going to ask anybody else to take it off, so I took it off, but we had gotten him some bigger, they're like Crocs, but they're a knockoff brand. We had gotten him a bigger set because his feet do swell. And so that was really those. Did those work out well for you in
Yeah,
California
they
and
did.
stuff?
Yeah.
And then uh so yeah, we have to go tonight and pick up a small order. We have to pick it up because all of a sudden Walmart has decided they're no longer going to deliver out here. Now, the entire time we've lived here, they've delivered out here. Though lately, it's like they're having more and more trouble getting drivers. Now all of a sudden they just don't deliver out here. So that's fine. We go in and pick it up. We take the grocery cart out there. We handle it. This morning, Brad can tell you he's laughing because he can tell that I've been home alone because he said the other day I was talking a lot more.
Yeah.
But uh, I opened up the front door this morning. We get up, and I was expecting some Walmart packages. Orders from Walmart.com, and there were so many out there. And then I had bought some sugar-free taffy from Amazon, and it's pretty good stuff. I bought a 5-pound bag, and then we split it, and then I'll have a piece or two a day. But there were there must have been 5, 6 packages out there because what makes me mad is Walmart charges so much. Well, yesterday I got in the biggest box, right?
Ah,
I'm bringing it in, and it's super light. I bring the packages in because it's harder for Brad to do that. You know what was in it? And this was a huge box with poster board. I bought a pack of 5 poster boards to put behind my diamond painting to so there's some stiffness and stuff after you get done doing them. And it was a huge box, guys. And that's what was in there. We kept pulling out paper, because the box was so big, we had it right in between us. And we just laughed. But they don't care how they ship this stuff. There was this huge box today. I had bought like 8 double rolls of paper towels, and so I figured they're losing all kinds of money because when these people are shipping this, they don't care. They'll do a great big box for a bottle of my like this soft soap. I really love this stuff. So does Brad for in the shower, and it's under $5. So this lasts you a long time. Um, but I know they're losing money doing
oh
that.
yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
That way I'm not paying a delivery fee anymore. What happened if I had still been doing Walmart.com and they decided all of a sudden they weren't going to deliver? Because we used to subscribe every month and then we would just have the stuff delivered. What happened then? Because it wasn't uncommon for it to be 2, 3 hours late. One night, Brad was getting with him, really getting mad at him because he called and he finally got even the manager, and the manager was like, "Well, I don't know, your order's sitting here, but we don't have any drivers, and that's not part of Walmart, and well, but maybe tomorrow." And I think that's when you canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad said cancel it.
And then I remember the payment
Yep.
was they weren't gonna refund our payment for 5 days.
Yeah. And Brad got on him on that, and gee whiz, they refunded it right away. And then I think they gave us a gift card too.
What was it, $50 gift
I
card?
think so. But it's like, come on, Walmart, you're not the only game in town.
Yeah.
Last time I ordered from Aldi, they had having a free delivery thing with Instacart. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
I like to buy my produce from Aldi's, and they have some good prices. We like their fish, their breaded fish, their Fremont Market or something like that. Really good. Um, so we like some of that. I love their dairy stuff, guys. If you haven't gone to Aldi's, I know I've talked with Carol and she had never gone there. They have got really great cheese at really great prices.
Yeah.
Brad come home and he was laughing. He's like, "You buy all the good stuff when I'm gone," because I had bought the cube cheese. I hadn't eaten any of it. I was waiting till he got home. I had bought string cheese. Their sliced cheeses is really good. So now you don't get real comfy, you'll fall asleep.
Nope, I'm not going to.
Okay. But I don't want to fall asleep. We have to go get groceries.
Yep.
But So he was laughing. I'm like, I was buying stuff for him though, like Vienna sausages. I'm like, even though you weren't gonna be home for 10 days, I was like, habit. So anyway, things are going better. We're both trying really hard. Sometimes you get off track in life, and we love each other. I mean, I can't imagine not being with you. I mean, I've spent most of my life with him. I'm 57, and I've been with him for, if you count when we started dating, I've been with him for 34 years. That's a long time, you know. And you don't invest that kind of time and energy in somebody. And I mean, the last thing, even if we didn't work out, neither one of us would walk away, because you don't walk away from somebody that's disabled like you don't even care. Oh, you're broken, so goodbye.
Yep.
I mean, he's not like, let's say, a hairbrush that all of a sudden lost some of its bristles and you might pitch it and go buy a new one. I mean, he wouldn't do that to me either. I have my own problems. It's just like little jelly bean. Little jelly bean has to wear a diaper. Normally, I'll tell you this story and then I'll let you guys finally go. Normally, she's really good about it. She'll even stand there. I I looked it up, and it's fine to use human diapers on them. You just cut a slit for the tail, and then you put them on basically reverse. So the tabs and stuff are on up over their back, and so I mean, she wears them because she has to. She was used as a breeder dog. We think she spent basically her whole life in a crate. We bought a crate, and oh Lord, she showed the biggest fit and cry and cry, just frantic, just like, only put her in it twice. Now it's folded up. It's like, oh, it's okay. I was just putting her in it like if we left the house or at night, but no. She only spent one night and but so she has to wear a diaper because she's not housebroken, and I can't have her ruin the house, and it's not sanitary. We have to be really careful too because of my infection, how easy I get it to have the house a lot cleaner. And so you can't have animal waste, you know, and stuff. So she's diapered and she's gotten used to it. Every morning I give her what I call a butt bath because she'll wake up and she's muddy. So, I always change her right away when she's, you know, her diaper is really wet or if she's muddy. But every morning she, because she gets pretty odoriferous. And so I put her in there and she's used to it now. And you know, I, uh, we have a shower head on a hose. And so I will uh, spray her down, just her butt and her butt area, private. And then I will suds it up and I'll rinse it off. And Brad heard it this morning. She grunts while I'm doing that because it feels good, and especially when I'm sudsing her up. And so she likes getting all clean, and then I'll dry her off, and then I'll tell her okay, and she'll jump out of the bathtub, and then she goes tearing around the floor and on the bed and stuff, just rolling around, being silly.
Rubbing her face on the
Yeah.
carpet.
And usually when I'm putting a diaper on, I like I say she'll stand there and I can just do it really easy. Yesterday, she had never fought me like this. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to put the diaper on her. She will not stand up for the life of me. She keep rolling over on her back, and I keep trying to turn her back over. She gets both legs out straight, like all of a sudden maybe she's got rigor mortis. So I can't get the diaper on her, and she even tried to turn around and nip at me a couple of times. Of course, she's not really gonna bite you because the minute she realizes that she's on you, then she lets you know. But she fought me like a banshee, which she never does because her dad was there. And then I get done diapering her, she runs straight over to him and gives him the saddest eyes, and he picks her up, and she's just like, you know, she's really been sucking up to him big time anyway. I mean, he came home and it was really sweet. She jumps up there on him when he sits down. You could tell she really missed him. But yeah, she was just she's a real character. We love her to death. And if I have to just diaper her, and I even have the wet wipes and everything, I do that. It's fine. I mean, we all got our problems. It's not her fault. And she's 6 already. And the problem was we were working on housebreaking her, but you chew her out. She's been abused. We can tell that. She's been hit. And like, she will not give you a kiss for anything. They got after this poor little dog so much that she will never give you a kiss. If she licks your arm, gives you a lick on the arm, she looks at you like she's going to get in trouble. Now she's gotten used to that, but she will not give you a kiss to save her life. We'll get her yet where she will, but
there's been a couple times where she just
yeah, she's giving me like a quick one and then like, you know, but you chew her out for like piddling on the carpet and she is heartbroken and she acts like you're gonna beat her. And so, I mean, you can't, and I think she's had enough litters of puppies that she doesn't have good muscle control on her bladder. And it happens with us women because it's like she'll squat and you'll even get after her and she just won't stop. Like she can't. So, um, yeah, next month, I'm going to talk to the vet about that. We're going to get her spayed and have those hanging dew claws. Let's say this is her leg. Those dew claws are like a string. They hang down literally, and then there's the claw part. And it's like, no, they need to be removed because she has. You heard her yelp a few times. She'll snag them on stuff. So they didn't care. She was just stuck in a cage and used for breeding. So you know, now she just gets to be a dog. Not the first dog that I've diapered. I diapered CJ, the beagle. But yeah, we're gonna get her taken care of.
Yep.
But I'm happy you're home.
I'm happy I'm home.
I missed him. You know. Last night we were watching CSI. Well, we watched some out here, and then we watched some in the bedroom. Um, because like I said, I don't watch it without him. I've been watching that show You on Netflix. I don't know if any of you guys are, and it's about this guy who like stalks and becomes obsessed with different women. And it is very, very good. I finished season 1. I'm on season 2. And if you like that kind of stuff, it's almost like a Norman Bates type, but I mean, he doesn't have a mother figure in there or anything. But if you like that kind of suspense thriller, uh, bordering on horror type stuff, you'll love it. I love it. Not something so much Brad would be into, but I really like it. So I started watching that while he was gone and stuff. So I watch like an episode or so a night. Now
That works.
Usually when you and I get done watching TV and then we have our cuddle time. It's important to make time to do that.
Yeah.
Just to even lay and even have pillow talk.
Yeah.
And if you can we were cuddling and the bean wedges her way straight through between us. And you try to move her, and again, all of a sudden, then we become a cadaver that's stiff with rigor mortis, or else, like, I'll tell her to come, and she'll come, but she doesn't want to because she knows it's time for butt bath, even though she likes it. And she'll come, and she'll get about, 6 inches from me, and then flop over, and she won't move, so they end up kind of dragging her. Like yesterday, she was laying on the floor and I was playing with her, and then I was trying to give her to Brad, so I just kind of slid her over to him. Remember?
Yes, that was funny.
She like flops over and she plays dead, and if she doesn't want to do something, it's like, because she didn't want to have to get down off me, and because I had to get up and do something. So then she was laying there playing dead, and I'm like, no, here, go to your father. Father.
Yeah, that's when they become my
Yeah.
dog.
So I gotta get off here, and I gotta take all the silverware out of those drawers and stuff because Brad's gonna try and figure out how to. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on how to do that.
Oh,
Right?
I know how
You
to
know
do
how
it.
to do it? Okay.
Yeah, but it's just a case of trying to get down there.
Well, I could probably maybe get down there if you instruct me on how
Okay.
to do it, right?
We will work on that, yes.
Okay, because you know that's what you do. So anyway, love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so much. And I know a lot of you had to watch this in like 10-minute segments because you might have had a life and had to go do something, or you might not have a life and you decide I'm just gonna put her on and listen to her while I clean house because she's not monetized, so there's not all those annoying commercials that keep popping up every 2 minutes. I hate that. If you're monetized, awesome, but don't set it where there's commercials every 2 minutes. I want to watch you, not the commercials. And then stupid Hulu, though. That's where we watch CSI. And I really not as fond of Hulu as Netflix, of course, because there's so many commercials. But then they want to ask you, which commercial would you like to see? And it's like, none.
None of the above.
None. So, first world problem.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I got to do a few things before we go pick up the groceries. So, anything else to say, honey?
No, ma'am.
I'm glad that you had such a wonderful first meeting.
Yeah.
It took a lot of bravery for you to go do that, especially being your age and stuff and not knowing. Brad had been told a lot of on the contrary things about his sperm donor. They used to call him, but biological dad, and I think a lot of that was maybe I'm gonna say I think maybe your mom felt like maybe she had to because to keep peace with the Leroy. But I'm glad it worked out like it did because you needed that. He needed to know he belonged somewhere. I would love to have that. I would love to know, like, he's very fortunate he had a mother who really loved him. She had her problems, we all do, but she did really love him. And now he knows his dad. And can I say that when they were leaving, him and his dad, can I say that? Sorry,
yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Him and his dad hugged each other, and then his dad said, I love you, son. And Brad replied, I love you, Dad. And his dad took a step back and kind of looked at him and smiled. And he said, yes, I caught that. And his dad was so excited to meet Brad. When we had to initially cancel, it was told to us that it looked like he was almost wanted to cry. Because he'd been run all over the place and told everybody about his son Brad was coming. And, he'd made no bones about being very public about who you are and stuff. And which is really nice. And so when then he was told it was back on, he was so excited and stuff. And I'm so glad you got to take the trip. Just next time if Brad does go by himself, and it may be like that maybe he gets sick or something and you have to fly out. We're going to make sure I have a vehicle. Because I did okay alone because I had you guys and stuff, but it would have been nice to even just get out of the house for a little bit and go for a drive. That's entertainment for me. I'm pretty low maintenance on that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yarn and a drive. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening, and I hope you're having a great week so far. Remember Taco Tuesday, and I love you guys. I do cherish your friendship a lot, and we appreciate you guys. And like I said, look for me on TikTok. It's Teresa Heidi, all one word. I do silly ones. I don't do any serious ones, no sexy ones. I do silly ones. So, right?
Yep.
So, love you guys. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.